Hello everybody, Northern Hero here again. How are we all doing? Yeah, I feel great. I hope you people feel great as well. This past Sunday I went to a different church. Well, I got invited. And it was very similar to a church which I've been to before, but a smaller version. You know, well, it looked a smaller version than the other church. Very similar looking. I thought it was great. Temperature was just right. The leader, well, no, not the leader. In fact, they had a guest from another church. You know, where I live, that I've never seen before, to be honest, although he did keep looking at me. And he said, he was talking about deliverance and healings, which was nice and refreshing for a morning service. But deliverance, you know, is, you know, it's not a lot of people like to hear about it, because it means that people, well, basically are like either possessed or something like that. Anyway, he was saying, can a Christian have a demon in him? And he said no. Christians cannot be demon possessed, because in the Hebrew version, the word demon possessed actually means demonized. You know, fine, but I think if somebody is going on with God, is praying, worshipping God, studying the Bible, you know, reading it or listening to it, then it is certainly going to be very hard for an evil force, an evil spirit, to come into us. Do you know what I mean? Christians can slide back, though. You know, a Christian teenager might make some new mates up who might be on drugs and that, and they might say, alright, we're going to get Ouija board out tonight, and they might think, once he's had a few pints or whatever, he might think, ooh, look, wow, great, and who knows, that a spirit could go into him. You know, Jesus has come to heal the sick and cleanse us and to drive out demons. Jesus drove out demons, and we have the authority to do that, although we might have to practice, you know, get some teaching done, and because I don't think it's an over the night thing. I think we've got to be careful on our words. Once we ask somebody, right, there's something going off in your life, I don't know, Tourette's for instance, I think that person may have got a demon in him, because if they're doing something and they can't help it, and they're coming out with all these foul swear words, then there's a good possibility that that person not only needs healing but needs deliverance. It's probably just a deliverance method, a deliverance thing which he needs, and not healing, because he might be alright in himself, or she. But I want to mention this, what I've just been talking about. That guy said that the demon possession in Hebrew means demonized, which is, according to him, totally different. Okay, so I've got something else for you. The word fornication in the old Hebrew Bible, and I've looked up a few videos on this, actually has been misworded when the King James Version came out. So all the other versions have got it, you know, the word fornication. But actually, the original word is porneia, in which case is a totally different thing, and it means, you know, somebody going with a prostitute for sex. I don't know if it was just in them times or something, because it does sound too harsh in the Bible when it mentions thieves, liars, fornicators, and will not inherit the kingdom of God. I've always thought, you know, I've got some great family relatives and friends who are not married, who have had sex outside of marriage. Why on earth is that associated with sins that seem far worse, that cause anger? You know, if somebody nicks my car, for instance, I'm going to be mad. You know, because I'll need my car, then I'll have to fork out more money. It causes, the other sins can cause a lot of grief, my friends, apart from fornication. So I now changing my mind and opinion about it all, about marriage and that. But you wouldn't be able to tell a Christian leader that, because it's going to mess up the congregation, and there's no way they'd mention it, because church leaders like to have money for weddings and that. It's a big thing. Oh, well, I'd like to get married. All right, yeah, we'll price it up. Maybe £1,000, please. Do you know what I mean? I mean, there's budget wedding ceremonies, to very, very expensive ones as well. So no church leader will be daft enough to say what I've just said. Oh, because it's going to mess things up. Now, yes, it is marriage is important, don't get me wrong, to a degree. If both people, male and female, want to share their lives together, you know, they're both committed to each other, obviously they both have to like each other, don't they, and love each other, and they've had a chat, you know, and they both seem extremely right, then fair enough, you know, God bless them, and let them, you know, but that can go for anybody as well. I don't want to feel traumatised with marriage. The thought has always bugged me, ladies and gentlemen, for a long time, and I don't think it's a very big deal. You can still be a Christian, but, you know, and keep marriage for sex, keep sex for marriage. But on the other hand, take Africa for instance. You know, there's a famine, and there's Christians as well as Muslims, but most people are in a famine, and they're doing it and doing it and doing it, and they keep multiplying. You know, and most people in Africa are religious, either Christian, Muslim. There is a percentage of, you know, there's a lot of witchcraft as well, but a much smaller percentage compared to Christians and Muslims. So I think it's the thought of it, of everybody watching in church, of the bride and groom, people, their eyes are focused on it, and I'm not sure if I've ever been a fan of that idea, my friends. You know, um, you can look stuff up. Fornication in the Bible means porneia, and have a look, see what you guys think. Yeah, it's an interesting discussion, and I might share it again and go right into detail and do a proper study on it, because a lot of the times Christians rush to get married, and then after a bit they're falling out with each other or whatever. You know, the woman might be not, you know, she might not want love and that and stuff, and the man might be wanking, you know, masturbating kind of thing. So this sex has got to keep going, got to keep happening, or one of them is going to fall into that trap of lusting after something else. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to put that thought off altogether with marriage, but I like the Las Vegas drive-through weddings. I think that's a great invention. You know, $100, $50 or whatever it is, and you can drive one of the really nice Cadillacs or whatever, go around, and then you're married. There's no all this big massive day, because it can be too much sometimes, wedding days, can't there? Do you know what I mean? Can be a bit too much. I went to a wedding this year and I was absolutely exhausted, knackered, tired, and I had a headache as well, because I needed that break. You know, 1 o'clock, and I got back at 12 o'clock, and I didn't have that many alcoholic drinks, to be honest, because I had a headache. I just felt as though it was too much, too tiring, and that. I think after the actual wedding, perhaps, maybe I probably should have had a 2-hour rest after that, and then met the others after for dinner. I mean tea, you know, it was, I forgot what, yeah, tea was about 5 o'clock, which was a pick your own kind of thing. But some stag do's as well can be a little bit on the dodgy side. A friend who got married, and you know, he used to be a very good friend, but now I think kind of like lost the friendship a bit. Not a lot, to be honest. It's a good job I've got other friends. Well, some people organise the stag do, and I just couldn't believe it. You know, this guy's a very strict Christian, but wore an headband with 2 penises on in town, and then doing stuff like painting his nails, because the guys who organised it gave him some questions, and then he had to peel layers off his legs with like a big massive plaster thing. I don't know what it was, although that weren't too bad. He had to practice getting a bra off somebody. I mean, it's not going to be rocket science, is it? And I thought, painting your nails just went through me, and there were no hesitation at all. He just did it, because a lot of people were around and watching. I thought, oh my gosh, you're joking, no chance. Well, he had a choice between doing that or putting bloody lipstick on. And I thought, no, I'd absolutely hate that if people do stuff like that. you know, fair enough. I think it's good to have a laugh and that and stuff. But I did say to somebody, if I'd have organised it and if I'd have planned a few things out, there's no way Jose, that he who got married, a friend, would have done any of those things. It's only because two other individuals mentioned it. You know, got all these things ready for him to do on his stag do, and I just think, is that really, you know, when you're a Christian, is it a good representation of being a Christian, or are you just having a laugh and just going along with it because other people say so? Do you know what I mean? I was quite baffled and how two Christian lads did these tasks and stuff for him. Now, some of them weren't bad, don't get me wrong. I mean, we did a few good things as well, like Laser Quest, you know, I enjoyed that. But I mean, don't get me wrong, I enjoyed it overall, but, you know, having a headband on with two penises, you know, I don't find it funny at all. I don't, you know, not sure why they did that or why he would wear it. If I got married, if somebody says, "Oh, you're going to wear this," I'd say, piss off. No chance whatsoever. And people could call me miserable for all they want. I'm a Christian. I'm a Christian leader with this channel, and I don't want to look daft. Although, you know, he was a very strict lad concerning sex before marriage. You know, he had to get married first, kind of thing. But marriage is not for everybody. The focus, the Polani, the whole thing, big day kind of thing, very shattering and knackering it is. Now, I wouldn't put it off altogether, like I said. You know, I'd probably get married somewhere private or somewhere like Las Vegas, and when I come back, hire a room in a hotel or something, and I'll have a party and stick a few pictures here and there on the wall. You know, that'll do me. Maybe have a karaoke on, or play some of my classic songs. Well, she can pick a few songs and all, don't get me wrong. You know, so the DJ can play them. I think that'd be good. But no, overall, I think weddings, meals, and other things are a bit too much for me, to be honest. Big day, and some people don't mind it, but when you're chatting and listening all day long, in fact, on his wedding day, I went to another room thinking I'm going to have a restaurant settee, and people were still chatting to me, and I was so knackered. I don't know why I were. I think sometimes 10 hours, 9 hours doing physical work, you know, at a job or something, can be less tiring than going to a wedding, believe it or not. It's a different sort of tiredness. And yeah, I went to another room, sat down, and people were chatting to me for about half an hour, and then I said, right, no offence everybody, but I'm going to close my eyes and just relax for 15 minutes, if that's alright. I says, I'm absolutely knackered. So people were looking at me with a smirk on their faces as though, are you joking? No, I didn't go mad with my drinks. I can't remember how many alcohol drinks I had, but I wouldn't say more than 3. I didn't fancy any. I had an headache. I think I had a few fizzy drinks. But yeah, I think they're too much. Weddings and stag do's a bit too much, and think about what I've said with fornication. Look it up. There's a few videos on YouTube